Hey everybody, my name is Bigdiehl and this is the Bigdiehl trailer. This is the R-Pod 176. This is going to be your new home for the period of your vacation. So a couple things I wanted to cover really fast here are just giving you kind of an idea as to how everything works and the functionality of everything outside as well as inside the unit. So what this will do is this will help the checkout and check-in process much easier. And if you have any questions in the meantime, it should allow you to be able to come up with those questions and we can communicate back and forth before you even pick up the trailer. So to start off with, we're going to talk a little bit about here getting into the unit and travel of the unit. So first thing, if you take a look at your keys here, the purple one is the one that unlocks the door. So while traveling, a couple things you need to note. Make sure that both locks are locked so that the door for sure stays shut. The other thing is this little handlebar here. Just lift up and you can rotate it in. It rotates both ways, so make sure that when you're in transit, it's in front of the door. That's just a little extra security in case the door were to pop open. But if you have both locks bolted, you shouldn't have an issue. So we'll go ahead and unlock the unit here. First thing I want to note is right here you have your screen. So the screen door, just slide this open to close. That keeps your bugs out. And then you can just simply shut the screen. It's a nice screen, lets airflow in, pop it down, and it'll automatically click back in there to the door. The next thing are the stairs. This is just a slide out, slide in. So you just fold it up. Make sure that that is stored in while traveling. All right, we'll cruise right along the back here. As you can see, you've got some pretty good tires. They're big. Don't go crazy off-roading, but it'll allow you to get on some of the dirt roads and things. One thing that you are required to double check is the tire pressure. Now, these tires run, and it says right here on the side of them, let's see here, they'll run at 75 miles an hour, and then the 50 psi is what the max cold is. So it'll be ready to go when you leave. Just double check to make sure that it's at 50 psi on your way out, returning back home. The next thing we've got here is your little wall outlets. This is just for an exterior outlet. None of the outlets in the unit will work unless you have power via if you're plugged into a campground or the generator. The next part that's really cool here is you've got these doors and they have little magnets on them just to hold them open. Inside the cabinet you've got a couple different things. You've got 4 camping chairs. You've got a couple different bins that are labeled here with manuals, some outdoor towels if you need them, and some generator instructions. This guy is really neat. This is a leveling block. The way that you do it is you fit the back part in like that, and then you back the trailer up a little bit, and then this part just slides right in the front, and so it holds it just like that inside the wheel, just inside there. So it'll level the trailer from left to right. The next couple things you've got in here are, first, your leveling jack. On each of the 4 corners there are leveling jacks. Now these are not meant to lift the trailer up high. It's more to just stabilize the unit from rocking back and forth while you're using it. Make sure that this gets back inside and the jacks are all the way up before you start traveling. This one is for the awning. Now the awning is pretty simple and straightforward. This guy will unscrew and it'll extend for you, and you can tighten. As you can see on the end, there's a little T. That T just goes up inside the awning. Rotate it to the right, and your awning will come all the way down. I'm going to get it down here a little ways so you can see how those side supports work for the trailer. That should be good enough right there. Yeah, as you can see with the wind, it starts to kind of pull the awning a little bit. So right here on the outside edge, there's a little clip that sticks out. If you just grab it with your thumb, it'll pull out the supports. You rotate the support, and these supports extend. Then, as you can see on this side, there's like a little bracket. So this whole support rotates to the right. The bracket extends. It goes inside. You just lift up this housing right here, drop it in, and push down the clip. Now you've got support for the awning. And then this guy will just lock in once it's all the way out. So the next part you would do is you would just do the same thing on the other side, and then you've got a stable awning that won't blow away and it'll hold strong. To remove, just simply lift the clip up, push the support back in, rotate it, and in we go. Then take your pole, rotate it back in the other way, and close it until it's all the way shut. Another thing to make sure, do not move this trailer unless the awning is retracted all the way so that it is tight. Otherwise it may break, blow off, get stuck on something. So it's better just to make sure that it's all the way locked and tight before you start. Then that T come out. You can loosen that, tighten it down, and put it back in. So another thing that we've got in here is a folding camp table. That table is really nice, and I'll show you where we can set it up on the other side to make a dishwashing station. I don't know about you, but if you're trying to conserve on water, one of the best ways to do it is just to use the outside shower, which we're going to cover, and you can use that for a dishwashing station. The rear of the vehicle, you've got your spare tire, your lights, leveling jack. Now we're going to come to the other side. This is where really all the mechanics of the trailer are. So first thing, we'll go ahead and pop this door open. Make sure to also lock both sides of the doors before you go traveling. That way the doors might not pop open and nobody can get in there and steal. Okay, so the first thing we'll take a look at is your electrical. So inside the cubby here, you've got your electrical cord. Now this end will go, if you're in a campground that has power, this end will go into the power pole. If you don't have power, you'll be running off the generator. This end will run off this big port right here on the front. So just take that guy, plug it in just like this. We're going to take the other end of this, bring it right around under the slide, and it just plugs in like that. And then make sure to screw that on there. That's just a little barrier from water so it seals. Okay, now you're plugged in. So to start the generator, there is a remote start inside, which I'll show you when we get in there. But if you're outside, it's very simple. If the generator is cold, all you need to do is hit the choke in, make sure that your fuel line is on, push and hold this button up to start it. It's been warmed, so if I turn the choke off, it'll start right up. So if you need the choke, that's how you do it. Otherwise, it'll do this. Once it's on, give it just a minute before you kick power on. And the way that you kick power on is you just hold this little button with the battery, push it over, and you'll hear the generator pick up like that. Push it over and hold it for 3 seconds. And it'll kick the generator on in the mode. You can see the little green light turns on. Now the generator will run the air conditioning, the outlets inside, the TVs, and that's about it. The lights are all LEDs, and they work off of just battery power. you really don't really need the generator much, maybe an hour or two during the day to run maybe your microwave or something like that. Now for the remote start, turn that off. There also is an eco mode to the right and just a regular mode to the left. The eco mode just keeps the generator running at a little bit lower RPM. That way, you know, it won't track as well. Also, the hours, when the generator's on, if you just push this little button here, the first one's the voltage, the second one's, I'm not sure, and the third one is the hours. So you're allowed 4 hours a day, and then it's $5 an hour after that. If you want to use the remote start, simply push that button in, and the little light will pop up once it's on, and then it'll kick on the remote. You can turn it on from the remote and turn it off from the remote. The other thing with the generator is when it goes out, it will be full of fuel, and then there's also a small gas can that will be with the generator as well. So both of those will be full at the time of pickup. Just make sure to return both of them full. It's just regular gas. You don't need anything special. Just put regular 85 gas in here. And I believe it even says on here as well what fuel to use. But just make sure, oh sorry, 87. That's right, 87. 87 octane, not 85. So 87 octane, it says right here on the cat. That way you'll know for sure what it is. So minimum of 87. All right, the next thing's in here for the cabin. You've got a couple different bins. You've got your dump hose elbow, your waste flush hose. We also use these for your dishwashing station. I'll show you how that works in a second. Then you've got another bin that has the tank chemical if the toilet gets stinky, some extra toilet paper. Only use this toilet paper that's in here. Don't go buy your own, please. And it's marine grade RV toilet paper. And then there's some plastic latex gloves and also your freshwater fill-up hose. We'll cover how all that works here in a minute, but I just want to cover the rest of the outside. So next you have your freshwater fill-up right here, your city connection, your satellite hookups if you're in a campground, and your flush tank hose. Then you also have your holding tank for your waste. That's the gray water. The black water is up front here. Then you have your outdoor shower. And then down here is where you'll find your sewer dump hose. So it just goes right in there and the little clip holds it in. Make sure that that's closed before you start leaving on your trip. So then we'll come to the front. In the next video I'll show you how to hook on with the trailer and the equalizer hitch and everything else. But just to cover a couple of things, you've got a little light right here on the front. There's a switch right there if you need it, you know, in the dark and you're trying to hook up. You also have this level, which you'll be able to see from inside the cab of your vehicle if you're leveled left or right. And then once you get up close, you can see if you're leveled front or back. And using the post and the equalizing jacks, you can level front to back. Right here is your propane. We'll also show you in the next video how to fill up the propane, but that's where the tank is, and when you pull into a station they'll be able to fill it for you. The other thing to mention here is you have a little light, LED. I don't really know what it does or what the point of it is, but there's that there. And then it's an electric assist raise and lower for the height of the jack. Okay, that concludes the outside of the trailer for this video.